So recently Geeky Ranjit sir posted this video being very upfront and honest about how he does not feel comfortable handing over certain phones to his family members just because of their bad software experience. So I wanted to build upon the same conversation and I wanted to talk about the software experience on the stock Android versus the MIUI and the Realme UI. And I will not talk about the features here, I'll talk about the ad situation and the privacy issues or concerns. Also, I'm dropping a link for the petition and you can go ahead and sign and support this idea. So guys, if you are new to the channel, subscribe and also like this video. Let's begin. So the reason for choosing only Xiaomi and Realme is mainly because these are the hard selling phones under 10, 15 or even under 20k. And I chose Android One device to represent the stock Android because you don't really get that stock Android pixel sort of experience under 20k. So this is kind of the most representative of the stock Android. So anyway, let's start off with the ad situation. On the stock Android or the Android One, you don't really get any ads, which is really great. But on the Xiaomi and also on the Realme, you do find some ads in the UI in certain applications and also in different areas. But Realme at least offers one switch to turn off all the ads in the UI. Just go into the settings, additional settings and get recommendations and just turn this off and that's it. But on the MIUI it is a lot more difficult. You need to go into the settings to disable a certain service and also go into individual apps to actually turn off the recommendations so that the ads stop showing. Even for a techie user, it kind of takes some time to actually do this. But just imagine those elder people or those normal people. Personally, I have seen a lot of people who don't have any idea about this and they simply keep using this, although it keeps bugging them, but they just kind of get used to it. But I don't really blame these companies for serving ads because if you look at the Realme, initially they said, we don't sell ads, we sell phones, but later on they had to give in. The reason is because these companies offer some great hardware at a very aggressive price point. So to get the returns, they have to rely on these ads baked in the UI itself. So basically it kind of creates a sort of a compromised software experience or a bad sort of experience in my opinion. We'll talk about the possible solutions at the end of the video, but first let's talk about the security and the privacy situation on these phones. So recently I bought this Realme 6 and while I was setting up the phone, the default SMS app came up with this disclaimer that they need to collect my personal information. Now guys, SMS is a basic and core function of any phone and it is not an internet based application. I'm surprised why they need to collect personal information from an app such as SMS. If it is their proprietary browser or cloud service or any of that sort, then I totally understand. But at least core apps like SMS, dialer, file manager, etc. should be left alone and what happens on the phone should stay on the phone, at least on these apps, not on their servers. I did go through their privacy policy. So if you look at the third point, if you use their services to communicate and share files, then they might actually store that information. And if you happen to use their browser, they are going to collect which websites you visit and how you interact with those websites. And if you use voice commands, then it is going to store that data as well. Well, some of which is understandable and that's fine, but at least leave some of the core apps alone like the SMS, the photos or the gallery app and dialers, stuff like that. Now, I'm not really saying that they are going to misuse this information, but my appeal is simply that just leave some of the core applications alone. Anyway, moving on to the privacy controls, they do offer some tools. For example, on Realme, you can actually disable network for certain apps in the settings, but it is limited to only few apps and I don't know why it doesn't include all the apps so that the user can decide and have full control, but it is not the case here. Even on the MIUI, you can disable network for apps, but it is only for mobile data and not for Wi-Fi. I believe in earlier MIUI versions, it was possible to disable both Wi-Fi and mobile data, but recently they have removed Wi-Fi option for whatever reason. And of course, needless to talk about the bloatware that these phones come with, again to generate some extra revenue. Phone is a very personal thing and this software experience make me feel that I am kind of on a rented space despite owning the phone, paying full price, and mind you, these are not subsidized phones in any way. This is probably why a lot of people flash custom firmware just to get a better software experience. Just imagine Poco F1 or K20 Pro or Realme 6 with stock Android or Android One program. That would be just amazing. So what is the solution? In my opinion, these companies should offer a vanilla stock Android or Android One as an extra option, at least for some popular phones, even if it is meant higher price tag. So as a first step, I'm starting this petition on change.org, and if this idea resonates with yours, you may sign the petition so that it reaches out to the people concerned. I don't ask you to subscribe, it is up to you, but definitely share and like this video so to spread the message. I would love to hear your comments, so please feel free to discuss below. That's been it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.